Before this video begins, I want you to do one thing. I want you to breathe. Because what you're about to hear may feel like it was written with your name on it. There are people who look strong on the outside. People who everyone depends on. People who carry the world with a smile. But when the doors close, and the lights go off, and no one is watching, they fall apart in silence. If that's you, if you've been the strong one for far too long, if you've been breaking in secret, if you've been holding everyone but have no one holding you, then this message, this one, is for you. Stay until the very end. It might be the healing your heart has been crying for. They carry everyone until the day their own soul finally whispers, "I can't do this alone anymore." Everyone knows them. Everyone depends on them. And yet, almost no one sees how close they are to breaking. These are the strong ones. The pillars. The silent protectors of every home, every family, every heart they touch. They move through life with a steady voice and an unshakable posture, as if their existence was carved out of granite. People call them reliable, responsible, stable. Some call them emotionless, as if strength is the same thing as numbness. Some call them machines, as if their hearts have stopped needing rest. But the truth, even the strongest ones fall apart. Just not in public. They crumble behind closed doors after everyone else has been taken care of, after the house is quiet, after the last person who needed them has gone to sleep. They cry into pillows. They scream in the silence no one hears. They whisper prayers that never make it to daylight. They break slowly, quietly, invisibly. Not because they are weak, but because they've been strong for too long. Strong people aren't born that way. Life molded them. Pain shaped them. Loss taught them. Disappointment strengthened them. Responsibilities pushed them to a place where weakness wasn't an option. Ask them, "Are you okay?" They'll smile and say, "I'm fine." Need help? They'll shake their head, "I'm good." Want to talk about it? They'll answer, "It's nothing, don't worry." And the world believes them. Because strong people wear their strength like armor. Thick, glossy, impenetrable. And it works too well. People forget they're human. And so, the strong ones become the backbone of the family, the emergency contact, the financial safety net, the shoulder everyone leans on, the emotional sponge, the one who fixes everything, the one who listens, the one who sacrifices, the one who shows up, the one who never breaks, but who carries them, who notices the tremble in their voice, who sees their silent suffering, who hears their midnight cries, who asks them, really asks them, "When's the last time you felt held?" This story begins with a woman named Amma, though she could be anyone. A mother, a caregiver, a daughter, a leader, a quiet warrior who keeps everyone else standing. Amma wakes before the sun, always. She's the type who can hear pain even when no one says a word. The type who notices when something is wrong before anyone admits it. Her father was diagnosed with Alzheimer's 2 years ago. Since then, she has become his memory, his compass, his guardian, his world. Every morning, she enters his room with a smile he doesn't always recognize. She feeds him gently. She wipes his chin when his food spills. She warms his clothes in the dryer so he won't feel cold. She tells him stories about her childhood, even though he rarely remembers the ending. People call her strong. They admire her. They clap for her resilience. But no one sees the storm inside her. No one sees her pulling over on the roadside to cry after the doctor's appointments. No one sees her staring at old pictures, wondering how long until he forgets everything. No one sees her gripping the bathroom sink at 2 a.m., whispering, "God, give me strength, because I don't know how much longer I can carry this alone." On this particular day, Amma fed her father the way she always did, with patience stitched into every motion. He stared blankly at the wall, his mind trapped somewhere the living could not go. "A little more, Daddy," she whispered, raising the spoon. He blinked, swallowing slowly. And then, for one impossible second, he looked at her. Not through her. Not past her. At her. His eyes widened. His lips trembled. And he whispered her name. A name she hadn't heard from his mouth in months. "Lama." The spoon fell from her hand. Her breath froze in her chest. "Daddy," she whispered, voice breaking. He touched her face with shaking fingers, eyes suddenly alive, suddenly aware, suddenly remembering what Alzheimer had stolen. "You grew up," he whispered. "My little girl, you grew up." She collapsed into his arms, sobbing so hard she thought her heart might split open. "Daddy, Daddy, you remember me?" "For a moment," he said softly. "In my mind, it's like trying to hold smoke. But I see you. I see you, Amma. Don't cry." But she couldn't stop. Years of pain, exhaustion, hope, and heartbreak coated her tears. "I've missed you," she cried. He nodded weakly. "And I'm sorry," he whispered. "For forgetting. For disappearing. For leaving you to carry so much." Those words sliced through her soul. Because she had been carrying it all silently, painfully, endlessly. The moment lasted less than a minute. Before her eyes, she saw the recognition fade again like a sunset sliding beneath the horizon. His hand loosened. His gaze drifted. His breathing steadied. Then, Who are you?" he asked, confused again. Just like that, he was gone. The minute passed, but it changed her forever. Amma held his hand and forced a smile. "It's okay, Daddy, I'm right here." That night, after putting him to bed, Amma walked into the kitchen and collapsed to the floor. No strength. No armor. No mask. Just raw human pain. She sobbed the way strong people cry. With the sound muted. With the chest heaving. With the world asleep and unaware. This was the moment she realized a truth all strong people eventually face. You can carry the world, but even the strongest arms grow tired. You can pretend you're invincible, until your body whispers that you're not. You can hold everyone else together, and fall apart the moment you are finally alone. Why does the world always forget that the strongest ones need help too? Why does everyone lean on them, but never asks what they're leaning against? Why do we call them heroes, but forget that heroes sometimes bleed? Why do we assume they're fine, just because they don't complain? Amma's story is not unique. It is the story of millions. Caregivers, single mothers, men who never show weakness, firstborns carrying entire families, nurses and doctors, pastors and counselors, leaders and protectors, people who appear unbreakable. But the truth is universal. Silent strength is still human strength, and humans can break. Quietly, slowly, painfully, alone. If you know someone who seems strong, check on them, hold them, ask them, listen to them, look into their eyes. Notice the tremble in their voice. Notice the weight they hide. Don't just admire their strength. Support their humanity. Because the strongest ones fall apart in secret, right before they force themselves to rise again. Strong people don't break in front of you. They break where no one can see them. There comes a moment in every strong person's life when the weight becomes too heavy. Not because they are weak, but because they have carried it for far too long. And no one ever thought to help them lift it. Amma reached that moment after her father's short, miraculous recognition. That 1 minute, that one whisper of her name, that one fragile spark of memory, unlocked every emotion she had buried for months. When she fell to the kitchen floor that night, she wasn't just crying. She was unraveling. She was releasing every held-back tear, every swallowed frustration, every forced smile, every moment she told herself, "I'm fine," when she was. And as she cried, her hands shook uncontrollably. Because for the first time in years, she let herself feel the truth. "I'm tired. I'm really, really tired." Strong people have a secret fear. Not fear of pain. Not fear of hardship. Not fear of responsibility. Their greatest fear is this: what happens if I stop? Who will carry everything when I rest? For Amma, resting wasn't an option. There was always something. A medication to refill. A meal to prepare. A doctor to call. A room to clean. A form to fill. A crisis to solve. A memory to mourn. A father who needed her more than anyone else ever would. Her phone vibrated constantly with messages from people who wanted her help, never realizing she had nothing left to give. "Can you help me fix this? Amma, I need advice. Can you come over? Can you send me something? Please pray for me." But when she needed someone, silence. That's the life of strong people. Everyone expects from them. No one checks on them. Amma wiped her tears slowly, breathing shakily as the kitchen tiles pressed cold against her legs. She wasn't used to crying this hard. Usually she cried quietly. Just a few tears, then straight back to her responsibilities. But tonight was different. Tonight, her soul didn't want to be strong. Tonight, she didn't have the energy to pretend. Tonight, her strength didn't want to rise. Tonight, she felt human. She pressed a hand to her chest, trying to steady her heartbeat. "This is too much," she whispered. "I'm drowning. And no one even knows." Her voice cracked. Because the hardest truth for a strong person to admit is this: I need someone too. But Amma wasn't used to needing. She was used to giving, to solving, to holding, to being the backbone. She didn't know how to fall apart, because she had never been taught how to be held. People assume strong people have endless courage, endless patience, endless emotional capacity, endless fuel. But they don't. What they have is pressure. Silent pressure. Constant pressure. The pressure to hold everyone's world together, even when their own world is collapsing quietly inside their chest. The pressure to never show weakness, because everyone around them has labeled them the dependable one. The pressure to put themselves last, because others always seem to need them more urgently. Amma felt it every day. She couldn't remember the last time she laughed for real. The last time she slept without worry. The last time someone asked her, "How are you doing?" and genuinely meant it. Even her reflection looked tired. Eyelids heavy, shoulders slouched, soul exhausted. She had become a ghost of her former self, functioning on autopilot, living for others, fatting quietly. After gathering herself from the kitchen floor, Amma walked into the living room and stared at an old photo on the shelf. It was a picture of her father holding her up in the air when she was a child, smiling, strong, healthy, full of life. She touched the frame gently. "Daddy, why did you have to forget me?" she whispered. Her voice cracked. Her throat tightened. Her eyes filled again. Strong people often think they're crying about the moment. But deep down, they're crying about years. Years of pain. Years of pressure. Years of pretending. And Amma was no different. As she stared at that photo, all the memories poured in. Her father teaching her to walk. Holding her hand on the first day of school. Cheering during her achievements. Wiping her tears during heartbreaks. Telling her she was his precious girl. And now, she was feeding him like a child. Bathing him. Changing him. Guiding him. Protecting him. Praying for him. Watching him disappear. A little more each day. It broke her. But she didn't tell anyone. Because strong people don't announce their suffering. They swallow it. They bury it. They cover it with responsibilities. They hide it with a smile. And eventually, it consumes them. The next morning, Amma woke up with swollen eyes and a headache that throbbed behind her temples. She moved silently, without speaking. She didn't have the strength. Her body functioned mechanically as she prepared her father's medication, warmed his food, and guided him gently to the dining table. He didn't recognize her today. His eyes were blank, distant, lost. "Sit, Daddy," she whispered. He obeyed without understanding. She fed him slowly, her heart feeling like a stone in her chest. Every motion hurt. Every breath felt heavy. Every minute felt like a punishment. And yet, she kept going. Because that's what strong people do. They keep moving, even when their soul is tired. But something was different today. She didn't talk. She didn't hum. She didn't force a smile. She moved like a shadow. Present but fatting. Her father looked at her at one point, confused. Are you sad?" he asked. Even in his memory lost confusion. He could feel her pain. She forced the smallest smile. "I'm okay," she whispered. The biggest lie every strong person tells. People often think strong people are emotionally invincible. But the truth is deeper, darker, and often ignored. Heavy they feel more deeply than others. Heavy they carry more silently than they should. Heavy they love so strongly that breaking feels like failure. Heavy they don't know how to ask for help. Heavy they feel guilty resting. Heavy they punish themselves for feeling tired. Heavy they hide their pain because they don't want to burden others. Heavy they suffer in silence because they think they should be able to handle everything. Amma was living all of that. She wasn't just tired physically. She was tired emotionally, mentally, spiritually, existentially. The kind of tiredness that sleep cannot fix. The kind of tiredness that coffee cannot fight. The kind of tiredness that comes from carrying pain alone. Later that day, Amma sat on the edge of her father's bed while he slept. She whispered softly, "I'm losing myself, Daddy. I'm falling apart, and I don't know how to stop. It was the first time she had ever said those words out loud. The room was silent, and in that silence, she realized something heartbreaking. She had become strong for so long. She no longer knew who she was without the struggle. Her identity was Amma anymore. It was survival, responsibility, endurance, sacrifice. She couldn't remember the last time she felt free, or happy, or light, or supported. She felt like life had pushed her into a corner where she had to be strong, and no one ever came to pull her out. Strong people are breaking every day, and no one notices until it's too late. Amma represents millions who are caregivers, silent fighters, firstborns, single parents, leaders, protectors, people who swallow their pain to keep everyone else standing. And to every strong soul listening right now, this message is for you. You're allowed to feel tired. You're allowed to need help. You're allowed to cry. You're allowed to rest. You're allowed to be human. And you deserve someone who says, I see you. I appreciate you. I'm here for you. You don't have to carry everything alone anymore. The strongest ones don't break because life is hard. They break because they've been strong for too long without a place to fall. This is the moment every strong person waits for. The moment life finally gives them the peace they always gave to others. There comes a day, after months, sometimes years of carrying silent battles, when something shifts. A soft shift. A gentle shift. Not dramatic. Not explosive. Just different. It's the day the strongest ones wake up. And for the first time in a long time, feel light. They don't even notice it immediately. They just breathe differently. The chest feels a little freer. The mind a little calmer. The heart a little less heavy. It feels unfamiliar, almost strange, like stepping into a new world they were never sure they'd see. This, my friend, is the day the strong finally start to heal. On this unexpected morning, the sunlight feels softer. The silence feels peaceful, not lonely. Even the air feels different. Like God himself breathed new strength into them overnight. They walk slower, not because they're weak, but because their soul is finally matching their pace. They don't rush. They don't overthink. They don't carry the world on their shoulders. Something inside whispers, today, give yourself permission to exist gently. And for once, they listen. Healing doesn't come in one moment. It arrives like morning light. Slowly, softly, quietly. Piece by piece. The burdens begin to fall away. Heavy check mark the guilt they carried for not being perfect. Heavy check mark the fear of disappointing everyone. Heavy check mark the pressure to be strong 24/7. Heavy check mark the trauma they never talked about. Heavy check mark the expectations they were forced to live up to. Heavy check mark the responsibilities that suffocated them. Heavy check mark the pain they hid behind their smile. One by one, these chains loosen. They don't disappear instantly. But for the first time, the strong one realizes, I don't have to carry everything. This might be the hardest part of their healing. Learning to let people help them. Strong people are so used to being the rescuer, the comforter, the advisor, the pillar, the one everybody runs to. That when someone finally shows up for them, they don't know what to do. They're not used to being vulnerable. They're not used to being held. They're not used to leaning on anyone. But healing starts when they finally whisper the words they never allowed themselves to say. I need help. And someone, a friend, a partner, a family member, or even a stranger, looks them in the eye and says, I'm here. Those two words break them all over again. But this time in the best way. Because now, they're breaking open, not breaking down. This is the quiet, sacred part of healing. The part they never talk about. They forgive themselves for staying too long somewhere they weren't valued, for trusting people who hurt them, for pretending to be okay when they were, for carrying everyone else's pain but ignoring their own, for the nights they cried alone, for the days they woke up and still kept going, for the mistakes made under pressure, for the times they thought they failed others, for the moments they thought they weren't enough. Slowly, gently, they give themselves grace, and a new truth begins to form. They were never weak. They were never flawed. They were simply human, and trying their best with what they had. You know, a strong person is healing when the beauty inside them begins to shine again. They laugh more. They smile without forcing it. They breathe deeper. They feel things instead of suppressing them. They speak kinder to themselves. They let small joys matter again. They become softer, not because they lost strength, but because they finally found peace. It's like a flower blooming. After surviving the harshest winter, healing reaches its peak when they finally accept one simple truth. I deserve peace too. Not because they earned it. Not because they performed for it. Not because they proved themselves. Not because they carried everyone. No. They deserve peace simply because they are human. And every human deserves rest, deserves reassurance, deserves joy. This truth changes everything. It makes them set boundaries. It makes them say no without guilt. It makes them stop apologizing for existing. It makes them stop overgiving to people who undergive. It makes them stop choosing pain disguised as loyalty. They begin choosing themselves, maybe for the first time ever. When they rise again, their strength is not the same as before. The old strength came from survival, from being forced to grow up too fast, from responsibilities they never asked for, from emotional wounds they never healed, from years of pretending. But the new strength, it comes from peace, from boundaries, from healing, from self-respect, from wisdom, from experience, from clarity. The strong one evolves, and when they rise this time, they rise wiser, calmer, and more powerful than ever. Not because life broke them, but because they rebuilt themselves. You know what's special about strong people who have healed? Their presence changes lives. They become warm but not naive, generous but not drained, helpful but not used, caring but not manipulated, loving but not self-sacrificing, strong but not numb. They love differently. They speak differently. They move differently. They become living proof that you can be shattered and still rise beautifully. They become a safe place, not because they never broke, but because they healed. When people come to them for advice now, they no longer say, "Be strong." Instead, they say, "Be honest." Be human. Feel your feelings. Ask for help. Rest when you need to. Cry if you have to. Break if you must. Then heal. And rise again. Because they've learned the truth most of the world denies. Strength is not how much you carry. It's how well you heal. You are listening to this for a reason. This video found you for a purpose. Maybe you are that strong one. Maybe you've been carrying pain alone. Maybe you've been breaking in secret. Maybe you've been surviving instead of living. Maybe you've been tired for too long. Maybe you've been hiding behind strength. But hear this clearly. Your healing is coming. Your peace is coming. Your rest is coming. Your breakthrough is coming. God has seen every tear, every silent breakdown, every night you couldn't sleep, every moment you held others while you were crumbling inside. And He is sending you peace. The kind of peace that doesn't make sense. The kind of peace that fills the void. The kind of peace that rebuilds broken souls. The kind of peace that renews strength. This is not the end of you. This is the beginning of your healing. The world has seen your strength. Now it is time for the world, and you, to see your peace. If this message touched you, if it felt like it was speaking directly to you, it's because your heart is tired, and your soul is ready to heal. You don't have to hold everything anymore. You don't have to be the strong one every day. You don't have to break in secret. You deserve love. You deserve peace. You deserve rest. You deserve healing. And you deserve to be carried, just as you have carried everyone else. Your healing begins today. Your peace begins now. Your heart will rise again. Listen to me. If this video touched you, it's because your soul is tired of carrying everything alone. You don't have to hide your pain behind strength anymore. You don't have to be the hero every day. You don't have to break in silence. You don't have to pretend. You deserve peace. You deserve rest. You deserve someone to say, I see you, I hear you, you're not alone. So if this spoke to you, drop a blue heart in the comments. Not for me, but as a declaration that you're choosing healing. As a sign that you're ready for peace. As a symbol that you are rising again. And before you leave, remember this. The world has seen your strength. Now it is time for the world, and you, to see your healing. If you're new here, welcome to DOWN on MY Knees 247, where broken hearts are understood and silent battles are heard. Until next time, stay strong, stay gentle, and stay human. Your peace is coming. Your breakthrough is near. And you are not alone.